Students, in this lecture, I will discuss about in nutrient deficiency symptoms, how to differentiate between different types of deficiency symptoms, because most of the deficiency symptoms are same, almost chlorosis, and these are very confusing. So, how to make a systematic approach, it is very important, but in the field, how to differentiate between these two, whether it is nitrogen deficiency or sulfur or magnesium, we will discuss here. So, we will discuss what are the common deficiency symptoms and how we can make a difference. So, among various deficiency symptoms, important one is loss of chlorophyll. So, in most of the nutrient, chlorophyll is lost and yellow color is developed, green color is lost, and this is known as chlorosis. So, in most of the nutrients, there is chlorosis. Another type of deficiency symptoms is pigmentation. Diplomat pigment take place, particularly anthocyanin. So, chlorophyll is lost and anthocyanin pigment color take place, and this is of a purple color. So, reddish brown purple color leaves become such type of color. And third one is short leaves, short height, plant height, leaves, or you can say stunting. Another is a poor root growth development. And but if we talk about the visual deficiency symptoms, these are on leaves. So, these are on leaves. So, first initially symptoms develop on leaves. So, these are the common symptoms, and by observing the leaves we can identify if we have a good system approach for identification. So, if we talk about nitrogen deficiency symptoms, and this nitrogen deficiency symptoms are very confusing, are similar with the magnesium, sulfur and molybdenum. So, how we can make a difference, because in all the cases chlorosis is there. So, if we talk about nitrogen, so nitrogen there are leaves, we can say differentiate these are older leaves and these are new leaves, and nitrogen deficiency symptoms develop on older leaves. So, leaves is there, older leaves, then loss of chlorophyll is there. So, here leaves become yellowing. So, yellowing start from this area. So, it is V shaped, and particularly in cereals V shaped is there. So, this is V shaped yellowing, and in older leaves this is very peculiar character that this is complete loss of chlorophyll, complete chlorosis including veins. So, this is nitrogen deficiency, but in case of magnesium, older leaves are there, older leaves, and here magnesium, chlorosis is between the vein. So, veins remain green. So, veins are green, and here veins are yellow. So, this is the difference between magnesium deficiency and nitrogen deficiency. And when veins are green and this portion, lamina portion is yellow, it is known as intervenal chlorosis. Intervenal chlorosis. So, intervenal chlorosis in older leaves is due to magnesium deficiency. So, it was the difference between nitrogen and magnesium. And in case of sulfur, sulfur deficiency take place in new leaves, and it is similar to nitrogen, means complete loss of chlorophyll, but it is in complete loss of chlorophyll, but this is in new leaves and this nitrogen is in older leaves. So, this is the difference. So, difference is with respect to type of leaves in case of nitrogen and sulfur. So, deficiency symptoms are same, but if it is on new leaves, younger leaves, then it is sulfur. If it is on older leaves or lower leaves, then it is due to nitrogen, complete loss of chlorophyll including veins. And if in older leaves veins are green and lamina lost the chlorophyll, then it is due to magnesium. Now, molybdenum, in case of molybdenum, this molybdenum deficiency is similar to nitrogen, because this molybdenum is part of nitrate reductase enzyme. So, if there is a deficiency of molybdenum, then nitrogen is not metabolized, and then nitrogen deficiency symptoms developed like that. But the difference is that in case of molybdenum, some necrotic spots are there between the vein. So, this is the deficiency of molybdenum, that nitrogen deficiency, chlorosis, as well as necrotic spots occur between the veins. So, if necrotic spots are present between the veins, then it is due to molybdenum deficiency. Now, difference between potassium and molybdenum. So, we discussed that in both the case, deficiency symptoms occur in older leaves, and in case older leaves in molybdenum, we discuss as in case of nitrogen, necrotic spots are between the vein like that. Then this is due to molybdenum deficiency. But in case of potassium, leaf is there and necrotic spots along the margins, tips. This is potassium deficiency. Potassium deficiency. And this necrotic spots are such that, or increases in number, then the leaves become necrotic on the margin and tips. So, it become dry or necrotic. So, this is the typical deficiency symptoms of potassium, that on margin it looked like as fire. So, leaf firing we can say it is the symptom. So, what is the major difference? Major difference is location of necrotic spots. Both occur in lower leaves, older leaves, but in case of molybdenum between the veins, and here on margins, and here between the veins. So, this is the major difference between potassium and molybdenum deficiency symptoms. Then iron and manganese deficiency symptoms. Both occur on new leaves. So, this is the common, but the difference is that in case of iron deficiency symptoms, it is new leaves is there. In iron deficiency, the whole leaf loss chlorophyll. So, complete loss of chlorophyll, because iron is involved in chlorophyll synthesis as activator of enzymes. So, it means the color become white. So, white color of leaves indicate iron deficiency in new leaves. And in case of manganese, there is also loss of chlorophyll, but veins remain green. So, these veins remain green. All the veins veins remain green. And this is also the characteristic of magnesium, but magnesium is in older leaves. So, manganese and magnesium deficiency symptoms are similar, that interveinal chlorosis is there, but magnesium deficiency symptoms occur in older leaves and manganese in new leaves. So, leaves are green, so a checkered check like that, this check according to vein is developed. So, a checkered figure is observed. So, checkered, sometimes asked, checkered leaf is the deficiency symptoms of manganese. Some checks are developed because small and principal and all veins are green and between the portion is white or yellowish. So, this is the difference between iron and manganese, and this is same as in case of magnesium. So, magnesium symptoms are similar, but the types of leaves are different. Then difference between zinc and copper, and zinc actually occur in both older and newer leaves, and it occur in new leaves. And in case of copper, new leaves, a loss is there, chlorophyll loss, chlorosis is there, and chlorosis is deficiency symptoms of many nutrients. So, it is general chlorosis, and this chlorosis is similar to sulfur, but in case of sulfur there is complete loss of chlorophyll. But here in a copper, veins are slightly green, And manganese, as we discussed, manganese, all the veins are green. Here, veins are slightly green. So, this is the copper deficiency symptoms. And this is sulfur, this is the difference between sulfur, here complete loss. So, if new leaves complete loss, it is sulfur. If it is slightly green, veins are slightly green, then it is copper, and if all the veins are green, then it is manganese. If it is complete loss and white leaves, then it is iron. So, in case of zinc strips are there. So, it is leaves. So, some necrotic spots are there in case of zinc, and strips are there, strips like that, brown strips are there, and symptoms occur in both older and new leaves. So, it is very peculiar nutrient deficiency character occur in both leaves, and leaves are small, short internode length, and plants become bushy. So, these are symptoms of zinc deficiency. Then calcium and boron, if we compare, in both the case, so it is plant like that. So, it is terminal buds, suppose new leaves, new emerging leaves, both occur on terminal buds, youngest leaf, terminal buds, and this portion deformed and whip-like structure is developed. So, it is deformed in both the case, and whip-like structure, hooked structure is there, hooked structure. But in case of calcium, necrosis occur, necrosis is more, and discoloration is there, and in case of boron, both the process are less. Here, in case of boron, necrosis and discoloration is less as compared to calcium. And in calcium, one more symptom is that the new leaves which are emerging or developed, they are torn at surface, at the margin. So, torn leaves are also symptoms of calcium deficiency. Another is that new emerging leaves. Suppose plant is there and new emerging leaves like that. They are hooked with each other. So these leaves are hooked with each other. So hooking of leaves, a ladder type structure is developed. Ladder structure is developed in case of calcium deficiency. So it is a new leaves developed like that, then another leaves is hooked, then third one is looped. It is such type of structure. So hooking of leaves, ladder type structures developed in case of calcium. So this is the difference between calcium and boron deficiency. So most common is chlorosis. We discussed that chlorosis. So we discussed that chlorosis in case of nitrogen, magnesium, sulfur, then iron, then copper, then manganese, zinc also chlorosis is there. So here we compare nitrogen and magnesium, veins, difference is between veins. Veins are green, veins green in magnesium. We compare with the nitrogen and sulfur, the older and new leaves, this is the difference. If we compare with the iron and copper, then difference iron and manganese, we also can compare the iron and copper and manganese. The veins green in manganese. Then iron and copper, veins green, slightly green in copper. Here all veins, in case of manganese all veins green. Then zinc, brown strips are there. It is very common, brown strips are there. And another very important is anthocyanin pigmentation, purple color, particularly in older leaves. This is due to phosphorus deficiency. So this is very peculiar, special type of characteristic of phosphorus deficiency, that older leaves or lower leaves become purple because of accumulation of anthocyanin pigmentation. So this was about the deficiency symptoms, how to differentiate between the nutrients for deficiency symptoms. Thank you very much. So this is the way how we can identify nutrient deficiency symptoms, and there is a systematic approach or system approach by which we can identify nutrient deficiency easily. And in this system approach, first find out whether nutrient deficiency symptoms are on older leaves or new leaves. So we can divide into two parts. So first observe the plant whether deficiency symptoms on upper part or lower part. If you are on older parts, then deficiency may be due to nitrogen, magnesium, maybe potassium, maybe molybdenum, and maybe phosphorus on older leaves. So difference between magnesium and nitrogen is that in case of magnesium, there is interveinal chlorosis. While in case of nitrogen, it is complete chlorosis, including veins. And in case of potassium and molybdenum, dead spots are there. So dead spot, in case of potassium, dead spots on margin of leaf. And in case of molybdenum, dead spots are, or dead spots between the veins, So this is the difference between potassium and molybdenum. Phosphorus is very easy to recognize. It is purple color. So first find out whether it is chlorosis or dead spot. Chlorosis, dead spot, or purple color. If it is chlorosis, then maybe nitrogen, magnesium. If it is dead spot, maybe potassium or molybdenum. If it is purple, then phosphorus. So this is the way. Then look, new leaves. So in new leaves, chlorosis is there. Chlorosis is there. So find out whether veins are green, or yellow. Veins color. Okay. So if veins color is green, or maybe here veins color yellow. If veins color are green, so only principal vein is green, main vein is green only, then it is iron. If all veins are green, then it is manganese. And here whiteness is there. Whiteness in case of iron. And if vein color is yellow, not green, if completely yellow, then it is sulfur. If it is slightly yellow, then it is copper. Now, so this is the older leaves, new leaves, and on terminal buds. Now look, terminal buds. So this is the first way, this second, and this is third. So maybe calcium or boron. In case of calcium, necrosis is very common. So this is the way how we can identify the deficiency symptoms. And zinc, in case of zinc, symptoms are on both older and new leaves, brown strips, necrotic spots, reduced plant height, small leaves. So this was about the deficiency symptoms. Thank you very much.